Okay guys, as you can tell in the footage, we got our hands on the new Axial AX24, a throwback to Axial's XC-1, which was their first RTR 110 scale rock crawler based on the original AX10 kit chassis. So it's not based on the first AX10, it's based on the first AX10 RTR. So it's pretty cool. Nice little throwback. As you can tell in the footage, we took it for a little toot around here, but as you know, it's bone stock. It's not going to stay that way. So let's take it to the bench, throw a whole bunch of money at it, and see how much better it will do out here. So let's go get going. Okay guys, we got the new AX24 XC-1 on the bench, ready to go under the knife. So let's crack this guy open, have a quick discussion about him and the parts that we chose and why we chose them, and then let's break this guy down and we'll get it back together, hit it up on the mountain. The breakdown, the build, we're just going to quickly burn through that. We'll go over that when we get it together. But anyhow, under the hood, we've got a TVP twin vertical plate chassis setup, basic 4-link front and rear. You got a front servo, a rear servo, 2 steering axles for your 4-wheel steering, Spectrum 2-in-1 10 amp ESC sitting on top with the little battery that tucks in this sweet little battery door on the side. Okay, so let's go over our plan of attack. Now, the truck comes on 55mm shocks all 4 corners, and as you guys know, we like our stuff to ride low, so that sits a little too tall. It's a little bouncy, but we're going to figure that out. We're going to get that fixed. So we're going to lower that. We're going to get that figured out. Now, let's go into all the mod parts, starting with these Axial carbon fiber twin vertical plate TVP chassis rails. Part number AX1301001. Bam. I also grabbed one of these. Should have grabbed 2 of them because there's two servos, but I wanted to see if I could fit our Emax servo into this brass mount before, because these stock servos are not good enough once we add all this weight to the truck. So they're barely keeping up as it goes. We're going to upgrade to our classic Emax servo ES08MA2. Make sure you spend the money and get the $25 ones. The $8 ones are knockoffs and they're garbage. You can tell by looking at the pictures closely and the stickers. Do not get the crappy ones. A lot of them won't have any stickers on the servo. Just make sure you don't buy the $8 ones. They're knockoff. Get the $25 ones. They're good servo. They're very strong. They're great. Part number on this guy is AX1302005, and that is a brass servo mount with your 4-link mounts on the back. Nice little piece. Now normally I wouldn't add a brass skid plate to a crawler because they like to, brass kind of likes to hook on the rocks a little bit more than the plastic. Plastic kind of glides over brass. Aluminum kind of bites in, but we wanted to add as much down low weight as we could to this truck because I don't think we're going to have or find the room to move the battery or the ESC any lower, so I wanted to counteract it with some brass down low. So we got part number AX1301002 brass skid plate. Oh, look at the little tiny grub pins. That's cool. So we have these 7mm hex hubs. I should have grabbed a pair. I grabbed or 2 bags. I grabbed 1 bag apparently. Part number AX1302002, and there's your hex hubs. Very cool. They come with the little thread through pin instead of just the pin you put them on and hope you don't lose it. That's pretty cool actually. Very decent. Now we got 2 of these. You got your knuckles, left and right brass, AX1302003. Nice little piece, front and rear, because we have the front axle, rear axle. So we got those guys. Pretty cool. Times 2. Now, there's a little weight package that bolts onto those knuckles. Knuckle weight, AX1302004. Gives you two different weights, big heavy ones and light ones. We're going to put the big heavy ones in the front, the little bit lighter ones in the back, utilize the whole package. So pretty cool. That worked out the way it did. Now, because it is a comp style crawler, we wanted to try out this front overdrive rock crawler transmission from Hot Racing, part number SXTF38X. Pretty cool little unit. We'll open that up and go through it when it comes time to put that together. And we're going to pair that with, hopefully, if this is going to fit, a Power Hobbies, Hobby Fans. It's got the same logo as Power Hobbies, but Hobby Fans 66 turn motor. It's a little bit bigger motor and a little bit bigger motor plate. There might not be enough room, but we should be able to get that to fit. So we only have one set of these. We should have got another. These are 4mm wider extended axles. We're only going to use the front stubs to extend out the front axles 4mm to give it a nice wider track width. I tried to order two sets. They only had one available at Eliminator in Winnipeg, so we have one coming next week. So we're going to do the front first, and then we'll come in and do the rear. And I guess we'll just throw out these rear shafts because the rear does have a truck wider in the rear. And then, of course, we've got the two Emax ES08 MA2 servos. Crack those open. I'll show you guys what I mean about the stickers on the servo. These guys have a sticker on the front. These guys have a sticker on the top. A lot of the fake ones will be either missing this one, or nothing at all. Look in the pictures, and you can also tell just like if the writing on them just looks really weird. Just, yeah, it's hard to explain, but make sure they got the stickers on them. That's pretty much about your best bet. A couple of our subscribers had mentioned they picked up the cheap ones and it was a bad deal. We checked them out and yeah, they were knockoff junk. So avoid the $8 one, spend 20 bucks, get the good one. And there's not much to watching me break this thing down. Okay, I'm gonna break this thing down, guys. We'll catch you guys back in a few seconds. Okay guys, all back together. All the parts fit with little slight modifications here and there. We were actually able to get the front brass servo mount to fit with a bit of filing and trimming. We filed out the inside pretty good, and then we kind of filed a little bit of the casing back, just a pinch to help sneak her in there. So that's in there, a couple screws holding it in. We got the Emax servos front and rear. And now with this stock SLT3 radio from Spectrum, you cannot set the trim, or so far we have not found the way to set the trim for your rear functions for your rear channel. So it's kind of whatever the radio gives you for options, and that's it so far. If you guys can find a way, please post a link. So far we can't find anything. We figured out how to do the front endpoint and all that stuff, but nothing for the rear channel. So yeah, the 66 turn motor and motor plate fit in there nicely. Zero clearance issues anywhere. Everything fit good there. We got the brass skid plate on the bottom. Of course, the knuckle package on the front with the wider stubs. We were going to split up the weight package front and rear, but it won't fit the rear until we actually get the wider stub axles from another kit from Hot Racing to make the wheel stands a little wider. So back to that adjustment not being able to be made, we had to make an adjustable link. All we did was take an old axial link that you get with the kit. There's a nice little line kind of marked on either end, about 10 millimeters in. We chopped them off with a pair of flush cuts at that, drilled it out. We then put a tiny screw, just took a little plastic binder type screw, the heavy thread ones, thread that in, cut the head off, thread in the other end, then you have an adjustable link. So you can do that to straighten it out. Jesse kind of sat there and fine-tuned it just a few minutes ago and got it dialed in. Then the shocks, what we did was we took, show you in a larger piece, but we took a piece of wire, as we do, took the casing off and put that on the shocks, but you're going to have to use really small wire because it's a really small shock. So We cut 5mm pieces, we stretch that over the shaft, put them inside so they don't bind and interfere, but they do limit the up travel now. As you remember before, we had a whole bunch of up travel, now we don't. So she's a lot heavier. This thing is like a pound or something now. It's heavy. I have a scale. Did we weigh it before? No.
No.
Why would we do that? We're not scientists. It's 478 grams, so what is that? A pound?
Sure.
It's 1.54 pounds.
Wow. 1.5 pounds?
1.054.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry. So 1 pound. Pretty good guess. I got heavy. So yeah, looks good. Sitting lower, more power and steering. Oh yeah, we also put brass wheels on it. We just went all out. Even brass wheel nuts. This thing got a full treatment. The 66 turn motor in it gives it some good. It feels. You listen to tire action there. Woo, woo. Got no problem with that motor from Majora. It's about 15 bucks off Amazon for the motor plate. Now remember, we did put the overdrive in it, so we do have 38% overdrive to the front. Let's actually get a piece of tape marked that out. Hang on a second. Pause. How's that?
Oh. It's turning more. It's not lined up anymore.
Where are we at? Over there? Where's that guy? Oh, that's there.
That's top.
Yeah. So yeah, we got overdrive to the front now. That's pretty cool. That hot racing transmission was about 35 bucks Canadian. Offers overdrive, pretty cool. Overdrive is going to pull the front end a little quicker, pull the weight down low, helps. Oh, my cheater tape came off. I'm going to stick to the rocks now. Huh. Yeah. Tires on it. Injora, some kind of Voodoo knockoff. I think that's the Voodoo knockoff tire, or like a KLRM, or what are the other ones called? USD Sticky or something like that. That design anyway. It's a few different companies make it full size and stuff like that. They're pretty cool looking tires. So they do have foams in them, nice soft. We didn't vent them. I kind of forgot, but I'll just heat up and burn, melt a hole through them as I like to do anyway. Okay, so next up is to go drive it, make sure it's good performance we think it will. So let's go check it out. Okay, looking great. Crawl's amazing. Of course, it is very heavy. That little motor, like the skid plate's hot, so that's telling you that the aluminum transmission's working great and transferring the heat down into the brass skid plate. But that means that little motor is on the verge of packing his bags and heading south. So we're gonna have to figure that out. Taller spur gear, a little bit of tuning there. Otherwise. Fantastic. It crawls awesome. It looks so much better now, sitting low. It's not so bouncy now, being so heavy, and it only lifts up that high. So, articulation, we still have more than enough. If you need more than that, go buy a boat. Go cut laps in the lake or something. So, I think I'm going to leave the rear narrow and keep the front wide. I do like the offset track width. That was performing good in there. I wasn't have to worry about carting a fat wide booty around everywhere. It was kind of following nice, wasn't pushing the front end around. So I think we're gonna keep it like that. The adjustable rear link held up. We didn't rip that out, so that's good. Threaded in pretty good on both sides. So yeah, otherwise check it out, guys. XC1 or the AX24 replica of the XC1, Axial's first RTR. They come in orange green. ProNoobRC's got them both in stock. Check them out. Throw a bunch of mods at them. We're going to come back to this right away so we can figure out this motor temp issue, because that's about 5 minutes of, that's extreme running though. Like, that's really high grip stuff for these tires and this little guy. Almost no slipping in there, right? So if you're in outside and normal terrain stuff, it might not get as hot, but definitely going to have to do some gearing. So we'll see you guys on the next one.